I'm going to click on the letter A here, and I'm going to hold down my left button, and I want to type in a heading. The food chain shows who is eating who will be on my first page. You'll notice that the size of the font is Times Roman 48. I can modify that by just simply clicking on my down arrow and or click over here on the right, and I can change the color of my text. I'm going to click inside here. Oops, I have to hit the arrow, then click inside, and I'm going to make this a little bit larger so I can maybe get it all just on 2 lines. Then I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to click on the center, so now it's centered. Okay, next let's decide what background color we want. Again, I'm going to right click, set my background color, and we can do solid, gradient fill, or pattern. I like pattern. Click on the foreground. I'm going to make this yellow and OK, and choose this one. Now, what I want to do here, since this is going to be an interactive video, decide how the students will answer the questions. Now, this is a tricky thing for you to do. Let me click on the main page here. You have to decide if they're going to put numbers or letters or whatever, because since it's a video, they will not be able to move it themselves. You, on the other hand, will provide them with the answer once they've picked up a pen. When they pick up a pen, remember the video will pause because they're using the video player. Now, I'm going to decide how to do that in a second here. Didn't want you to miss out, so I typed in nearly all food chains start with a plant. I'm going to reduce the size of this to, let's say, 36. And again, I will center it. Okay, click on my arrow key so I can move this around, and I'll move this just about up here. Now, what's unique here, if you want to line things up, in the upper left-hand corner, I'm going to click on the View button, and it says Alignment. This will allow you to use any guide color you want, and will show you to line things up to make it nice and neat throughout your presentation. I'm going to click on OK, because you saw those little red lines come up. Again, using my camera, and you'll notice I do not have a check mark here, I'm going to click on the camera, the first one, and highlight this area. And when I do that, you'll hear it go to the first page. Clicking on my Smart Notebook, here it is, I'm going to scroll it down, and this explains to the students green plant, tadpole, suckleback, and the bird. Now, it's important that you realize that some of the smart boards are rather high, so you must put whatever they're going to do, the student's going to work on the lower section of that. I'm going to go back to that website that I just looked at, and I want to place these on my web page, so I'm going to click on the picture again, highlight just this area, and release it. Then at the bottom here, I'm going to move it down. Now we have to put these in order, but it's almost impossible to do if you're using a video. So what I'm going to do is put a number below each one. To do that, I simply click here, and I'm going to put numbers down here. You'll notice that I moved the things up towards the top that would not be manipulated or moved. Now at the bottom, I'm going to place put a place where they can write down which one comes first, the leaf, the cat, the caterpillar, or the bird in the food chain. Now you'll notice I've written write the number of who eats food, who, so they'll place the number in the respective spots. Now for you to do this and enable to them to get the correct answer, here's all you have to do is type in the numbers below. I'll do that right now. Now after I type the number in, what I want to do is click on this little arrow. It's a down arrow, and let me get this out of the way here. I'm going to click on Properties, and up at the left, that was a mistake. I did that on purpose. I need to click on my arrow at the top. Then I click on down here, click on my down arrow, Properties, and I want to click on Object Animation. Type. I want it to fade in, and I want it to fade in fast when I click on it. So here's how that will work. After the students have have read everything, I just simply will click down here and the answers will fade in. But let me put the whole thing together for you. Now if you want this to go away, you simply click above and click back on. And let's end video 2 right here.